So look, the gift chart, it's almost impossible to chart this one. So the reason is because the people that hold it can put the price wherever they want. And that's just the straight up truth. They can put this price wherever they want. They can support it with as much liquidity as they want. Yeah, so you can't fade it because it could literally just go vertical. You know, as long as they're backed financially, they can put this chart wherever they want. And it looks like there's a definite effort to put it wherever they want. And so anyone that comes in and makes a red candle, all you got to do is go plug their address into the deck screener filter and go run them through DBank and look at their portfolio, their bags or their transactions logs, and find out how much coins they have left. This is one of those coins where once they're out of coins, they're out of power. This same exact stealth launch strategy worked for Axis, and Axis went to the moon. So there's no reason why this one won't either. And I mean, they're building utility on it too, so it just gives it more unpredictably bullish variables. So the unfortunate thing is, like, there's no TA that can be done on this chart. It's going to continue to perform well, unless like somebody that's on the inside like decides like, you know what, screw those guys. So as long as that doesn't happen, I don't see why this wouldn't continue to just go, 100x from here. It's so easy to do when you get people that are in alignment.
When we first talked about it a couple weeks ago too, it was like maybe, I want to say 25K liquidity, something like that. Not much on the Pulse side. Now, if you look at it, there's multiple pools, and this is just GIF. There's GIF, PGIF. There's iBurn now for the ICOSA burning protocol, one that also burns PGIF, all that stuff. But there's a ton more liquidity now, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and a lot on the Pulse side too. And I think back then it was kind of like, okay, it's one of the low liquidity, the sloth stream, stream. Actually, I just finished clipping before our conversation. You talked about it. I didn't get a chance to say it, but I was like, that's an excellent stream to talk about the maximal extractable value. And another reason why I feel like every time I look at this chart, it's like you can see the market sells, you can see the red candles. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, like to me, I always think, okay, is that people who got in? Maybe they don't have a lot of supply, but they already got a lot of X's and they want to exit, because I imagine a lot of people, again, we talked about using LP to accumulate. This chart, you said it's hard to chart with TA. Not a lot of red candles. If you look at the daily, there's like one in the last few weeks or something. That's daily for GIF. Mm-hmm. Or maybe, can you chart in WPLS? Against Pulse, it's up like 600x or something right now. Yeah, maybe a little bit. Maybe, yeah, I guess at a high level view, I said one day, but maybe it's not quite accurate. But anyways.
It's also got very low holder count, and I've been watching it, and it's not changing. So that means that the same guys are just driving the price up because you're not increasing in holders. So,
but somebody's putting the Pulse in, right? Like there's got to be more people putting Pulse in for it to grow. So the LPs grow. How does the LP grow?
I mean, somebody can just add LP, like an insider can add LP, so to speak. That's not abnormal. Like if it's you can add LP and remove LP whenever. So I mean, this is kind of the magic of LP is you can. If one guy, let's just say, just to simplify the example, if one guy put all the Pulse and all the GIF on the market, he can basically buy his GIF from himself, and then he gets the Pulse back, and then he uses that Pulse to buy the GIF from himself, and then he gets the Pulse back again and again and again. And the only thing that can stop that cycle is a new player entering the game and buying some of that supply, which will push the price chart up even more, and then setting LP, and then he starts earning a cut of the recycled funds. Make sense?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm not saying that's what's necessarily happening here. I'm just saying that if the holder count's not changing, then whoever's buying the price up obviously is already in, right?
You sure the holder count's not changing? I think it's I mean, I haven't
it was
keeping
at like
close
7.
track of it.
It was at like 777 a couple days ago, so it's up by like a 10, maybe less than 10.
I feel like a few weeks ago it was only over 100 or so.
It was at like 400. It was at like 400 maybe
when we were on stream, maybe.
Yeah, it was at like 400. I mean, since then, yes, it has gone up. I'm talking over the last like maybe like 4 to 5 days. It's not changing. So this is going up right now on, and you can tell because look at the volume. 4.8 billion in volume, 2.7 billion in volume, but back in this entire segment here, it was so from the beginning until here, 4.6 billion, and then just today, it's the same amount of volume as this entire period here. So it's clearly motivated pushing price up, which is good. Like you want to reward your holders with price appreciation. And because most of your holders are probably either holding for the long term or can't sell enough to push the price down, it's like, this is why I can't chart it, is because this thing is literally going to go like it could go as high as you could imagine. That's the beauty of creating your own token.
Well, I mean, I think with this one too, it's interesting because there's the buy and burn mechanic, the whole burning of, there's like 1 billion supply total between GIF and PGIF, because every time you mint PGIF, burns a GIF, and then it buys and burns a PGIF off the market, kind of like one of those you always have a buyer type of thing as the system moves. So I think that's interesting from burning. So it's like, why would you buy a GIF? It's like, well, if you mint the PGIF, then it burns a GIF, and then it's like there's this whole like feedback loop of like buying and burning. I think is really interesting too. And this is, I've never seen a chart like this. I mean, as far as like with this mechanic, I'm not even sure how much the buy and burn is reflected in this chart. I'm not even sure like what cadence it's running and stuff too.
Is there stats on that? Like, is there a stat page that says?
There's not a community stat page for it, but if you look at the token counts, you can see it going to the data address. It gets removed from the supply number, I think, on PGIF. So you can count, you can track how much is burned, and the total values. Yeah, if you want to pull it up, if you want to do, yeah, PGIF will show the total supply.
Oh, this is where I got the 441 from.
Okay. And then so the total supply is, I can't see it. Is it 67 million?
67 million.
Okay. And then if you pull up GIF, you can see it's actually sent to, like, I think, man, how much is sent to, I think 7 or 8% is burned. You can see it's sent to the data address. So if you go to holders, the first or second holder is probably gonna be first soon. Yeah. So that's 7.6% sent
76 to million out of a billion. So almost 10% will be burned.
Yeah. So
which is going to drive it up even more.
So there's the burn supply of GIF, and then there's the buy and burn for PGIF. And then they launched iBurn for ICOSA, which burns ICOSA. You can mint iBurn from ICOSA and Pulse. And it also has a 15% buy and burn for PGIF. So it looks like it's setting up like, and somebody mentioned, we were talking about ink earlier, and I was like, and also in the chat, I heard people talking about what if there's a burning for ink? What if they launch a new, apply this protocol to ink? Because it's kind of like the leverage on leverage thing. Like ICOSA is leverage on Hex, and iBurn could be like a leverage or proof of burning ICOSA type of thing. What if you did it for ink, and now you're burning ink, which is leverage on Pulse, and now you make ink deflationary, which is kind of what it's trying to do for ICOSA type of thing.
Yeah, I would love to see an ink buy and burn. The more ink we can take off the market, the happier I'll be.
I think that'll be a popular maybe request of people. I know there's
the trick here with developing that, if you guys are going to go do that, is make sure that the incentive is better than the 50% APR you're getting from the farms, or otherwise you'll have a dead protocol. Nobody's going to burn something of value that has earning potential unless the gain is higher than what can be earned in the farms without burning it. So definitely some mechanics that need to be thought out there.
Yeah, it's I guess the point in saying all that too was I think it looks like it all comes back to GIF. Like at the end of the day,
just asked if COM was a thing. Yeah, COM is over here just chilling.
I was going to pull it up. Yeah.
It's very low transactions, man. But it is stabilized here at this floor price. 6 zeros and a 1-3.
Oh, just one other thing on GIF for a second too. We'll come back to COM, but I just wanted to, I think Crypto Elite's got a good point here. You make profit on the ARB. So I think another big piece of this on GIF is arbing the difference between GIF and PGIF. You know, once if there's a difference in the PLS price you pay to make the PGIF, there's ARB opportunity, and that kind of incentivizes people to, you know, buy one, sell the other, or mint more and sell it down, all that stuff, which creates, you know, volume and creates more burning and kind of keeps the protocol going. So like getting that, like everyone on board to do all the ARB opportunities really makes the wheel keep spinning on it too.